right, everybody, welcome to BO Boys for Sunday, February 1st. Fucking, it's raw feed. We're doing it live. I'm Clayton.
Yeah, I'm Pat. Clayton, we are both in studio. This is not like the last episode where you were home waiting for your piano delivery. All of your pianos have arrived.
Yes.
And you could be in studio now, kicking off the month. Huge weekend at the box office, I would say.
Yes.
Just a lot of over performances. We've got a new director and star has emerged this weekend, and a couple of formerly hugely successful directors might be back and bigger than ever.
Yes.
So, a lot to get into this weekend. Would you like to plow? Kick off the month of February, a cold, snowy month, with a good old-fashioned plow.
I'd love to plow.
All right, let's plow. You plow. I won't plow. I just sit here.
Number one, Send Help made $20 million in its first frame. Number two, Iron Lung made $18 million in its first frame. Number three, Melania made $7 million in its first frame. Number four, Zootopia 2 made $5.8 million plus 9%.
Wow.
That's an increase of 9%.
Wow.
Even after losing 50 theaters. This thing is at $408.9 million in its 10th weekend at the box office. Number five, Shelter made $5.505 million to come in at number five in its first weekend of release. And number six, as of now, Avatar, Fire and Ash, 5.5, down 14%. It lost 350 theaters. It's at $386.1 million in its seventh weekend of release. And that's your top six.
I mean, I might even take us down to lucky number 11 here, because Mercy, which I didn't think we would talk about much again, came in number 11, $4.11 million. Here's the story. Only down 56%.
Oh, what a triumph for that movie.
We did think this would be a Morbius plus drop. We did think that.
Well, I thought Folia doo-doo. I thought Joker Folia doo-doo. I thought full on 80. Yeah.
And it didn't happen here. 56%. Now, of course, it's starting from a lower place. You know, Joker Folia doo-doo was a 50% drop from what, like 30-something million?
Yeah.
Morbius probably opened to like, what, 35 or 40?
I think it was in the 40s.
Yeah, so the drops were bigger because the opening was bigger, but I am honestly gobsmacked, and I don't get gobsmacked on the show very often, but I am gobsmacked that Mercy isn't dropping 70 or 80% in the second weekend. So
yeah, I mean,
what is the reason for this?
Well, Pat, we have to
spectacular hold.
We're talking about a percentage drop not being bad. But we also have to remember this was the number one movie last weekend, and it is number 7. It's number 11.
Yeah.
So when we're looking at, I mean, it dropped below a movie that's been out for 10 weeks.
Yep.
With Zootopia 2, and a movie that's been out for 7 weeks, Avatar, Fire and Ash. So
we did have 4 new releases, though.
So percentage-wise, though, it's not catastrophic, but placement-wise, I think it's just people going to see movies.
Yeah.
I think there's a contingent of people who wanted to go see a movie, and maybe Mercy was one of the things playing at the time they could.
Yeah.
I think it's a positive thing for movie-going. I think it has very little to do with Mercy as a product.
Okay. It probably has something to do with contractual obligations where theaters had to keep Mercy for this second week.
Yeah.
So that it was still just had a lot of show times, and depending on where you are, if you're in a movie theater desert, your theater is just showing a lot of Mercy, and so if you want to go see a movie, that's where you're going to go see.
And was it still in PVODs? Was it still in the IMAXs? Because I know...
The PLFs, you mean?
PLFs. What did I say? PVODs. I'm sorry. We're not the Streamo Boys, so my gosh.
No.
So
give them a listen.
Yeah.
And throw a couple of coins in the tip jar for the Streamo Boys.
Yeah. Find them on the Silk Road, right? That's where they are?
Yeah, they broadcast from the Silk Road.
So I think that could also have something to do with it. The
Mhm.
PLFs may be still existing with that movie because I know I looked for send help screenings
Mm-hmm.
and they were in Dolby, but I didn't see IMAX screenings for that
Okay.
movie.
I mean,
So
Dolby is the best format.
I don't agree, but it's just louder. You just can put your feet up.
The
That's
colors are sharper.
No,
The colors are sharper. They do it at the beginning of the Dolby. I mean, listen, we are YouTubers. Hey, guys, put below in the comments. You've all seen this at the beginning of a Dolby screening. They're like, here's, regular black, and here's Dolby black. And Dolby black is blacker. It's bigger and blacker in Dolby.
Pat likes Dolby because the theater we go to, Lincoln Square, which is the greatest theater in all of America.
Yes, has Jeffrey ripping tickets and cracking wise.
There's a balcony and Pat can put his feet up.
Yes.
That is why he likes Dolby. He doesn't care about the black. He doesn't care about the color.
It's the blackest blacks, best surround sound.
He doesn't care how loud it is because half the time he's leaning back, feet up in the air, snoring.
No.
So that's the surround sound everybody's getting is Pat snoring.
No, the Dolby is able to overpower that for everyone else. So it's very important.
That's why. Okay, so it's to obscure your snoring. So you admit you're snoring, but people can't hear it because the
it's in
sound of the Dolby is okay. Now we know.
Best format, but you're saying Send Help was not in a lot of IMAX screenings because Mercy still had a stranglehold.
Well, I listen. I wish I knew that for sure, but I'm assuming that the IMAXs are still being taken by that film.
Okay.
And so that's why you've got an inflated number because you're looking at spending $26 a ticket for that movie as opposed to some of the other movies.
Okay. And you know what?
But that's
Listen,
that's
Chris
still good.
Pratt is a falling star in terms of live action. Obviously, he's still got Mario, but he is very famous. And so for the people who are now just going out to the theater more because they love The Housemaid in the end of the year and they love going to see Marty Supreme and Avatar and people are reinvigorated with going to the movies, they at least see a poster and they know, I know that face.
Yeah.
And he's a face of a famous person. Maybe I can't place him, but I know that's a famous person movie. And so, pretty good second week on hold. But again, this movie is a bomb, and was starting from a low place. Housemaid, I mean, just quickly is now up to 120 million. So good for Sydney Sweeney,
who might be facing charges for throwing bras on the Hollywood sign.
So
as she should
on this.
As she should, because
Mm-hmm.
we know you're not supposed to touch the Hollywood sign. The only actor that's been allowed to be allowed by Hollywood to touch the Hollywood sign was Tom Cruise.
Okay.
He's the only one with actual, you can do it, carte blanche. If you want to finger paint on the Hollywood sign, he would never do that.
Right.
Because he's respectful.
Did he jump off it? I forget. Was that
He did. I think it was like to kick off the Olympics or something.
Okay.
I think he jumped off of it with the torch.
Yeah. Okay.
And so that
so Sydney Sweeney's bra commercial wasn't part of an Olympic kickoff event because we do have the Winter Olympics coming up, I guess, in Milan, and her bras are not part of that.
No, unless we don't know about it yet.
Yeah.
And this was just some, clandestine behind the scenes to drum up publicity. I mean, we're talking about it on the BO Boys.
Yeah.
So her bras are getting play on this very important platform.
Yeah. And then that could lead to if the Olympics have a part in her bras, then
it's one of those things. Is like, is she going to go to jail? And then you realize part of the commercial is her in jail and being like, I might be in a orange jumpsuit, but I'm supported.
Yes. She's like, I'm in a maximum security facility and I've got maximum security for my bazongas.
Well, of course, because bras are all about breast security, I guess.
Yeah.
According to Pat. Not according to me. I know what a bra is used for.
It's securing everything.
Okay.
It's secure. It's maximum security. That's what she's going to say. Mark it down. Hey, guys, we are YouTubers. That will be the commercial that she cuts from prison because they know her getting sentenced to a prison term is part of the campaign.
That's what I think. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Her doing
and
time.
she's going to say maximum security when she
Yes.
shows off her bra line.
Yes.
I think that's. Are you going to cover this trial? Because, we haven't had we weren't on the air for the OJ trial, for, one of the great trials.
I know.
This could be our OJ, covering the Sydney Sweeney. Is she going to go to jail for putting her bras on the Hollywood sign? This bra gate could be our OJ trial.
Yeah.
Will you be every day at the courthouse interviewing people on the steps, trying to get the stenographer on the BO Boys? Are you going to be the Nancy Grace of this bra gate trial?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll be on it.
You'll be on it.
Yeah, I'll be all over it.
Yeah. Okay. This is going to be huge.
Mm-hmm.
And we're following this all the way from sentencing to prison to the commercials, the maximum security bra commercials.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is going to be huge.
It's going to be huge. So that is...
Do we think that helped the Housemaid? Because, I mean, man, Housemaid this weekend is in weekend 7, and it only dropped 11%. So did it get a Bragate bump where people heard about Bragate? Sydney Sweeney is throwing bras on the Hollywood sign, might go to prison for it.
I think that's because you didn't even know about it. So I think it's mostly for the extremely online. The only reason I knew about it is because it came up on a Reddit thread somewhere that I was watching.
You watch Reddit threads?
Yeah.
Your television now.
Yes. Well, I have them translated into poor animations, and I watch them.
Okay, you have like Taiwanese animations of Reddit forums.
Yeah,
okay,
yeah.
Great.
Yeah. And it's not AI. It's not AI. I want you to know I'm not using
hand-drawn.
AI. These are hand-drawn.
Hand-drawn.
These take a long time.
Yeah. They start on them like 2 years in advance. So
Mhm.
these are Reddit threads from 2 years ago. And Marty Supreme is still doing well. So I want to shoot, number 5.
What do you want to shoot?
Number 5, Shelter, Jason Statham action movie from Black Bear Pictures. We talked about last weekend or on the preview episode, no one knew that this movie was coming. I do not think there was any real marketing that broke out about this Jason Statham movie.
There was no penetration.
No penetration, but you know what? $5.5 million for a movie that I really don't think anyone knew was out there. This was a pure, you pass him by the theater and you see the poster and you see his put him on the poster.
It's the same thing you said about Chris Pratt.
Yeah.
I know that guy.
And with Statham, you see a poster for a Statham movie, you know what month it is, and you say, okay, this makes sense.
Yeah.
If this was April, would I want to go see this? Maybe not, but it's January.
Well, here's what you know about January, right? You're going to get your W-2s.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to get a Statham.
Mm-hmm.
And hopefully you're going to get a Gary Butler.
Yeah, and we got them all. It didn't cry macho. It made 5.5.
But close enough. It's close, but it's no cry macho. You're right. It made more than cry macho. Yeah.
Yeah. So we can't say that yet. We have officially returned to that as our terminology for a big movie making 4.5 or less.
Out of respect for Clint.
Yes, this is to get people to re-engage with Clint Eastwood, because I think people have been forgetting about Clint Eastwood recently.
Yeah, Warner Brothers was the company that helped bury him.
Yeah.
And I feel like he's got to do one more movie at the very least that gets a wide release.
Okay.
And publicity. So who knows? Maybe Black Bear, this company, this company that released Shelter. Maybe yeah. Bring him under your wing or your, I guess. What do bears have? Arms? They have arms.
Claws? Yeah.
Well, but what's attached to their feet? Legs?
Extremities.
Okay.
Bears have extremities and then they have claws.
So take Clint under your extremity.
Yeah.
Give him carte blanche.
Yes.
Give him whatever budget he needs.
Yes.
Which he doesn't need a high budget because he only shoots.
No, he's done by 4 o'clock.
Yeah.
Yeah. How much could you spend between 9 a.m. and 4 p.m.? Not that much.
And he does one take.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I almost wish this had cried macho just so that we could say a movie is cried macho and give that give that honor to Clint, but it didn't. So good for Jason Statham, just having that kind of poster awareness that people just see and put them when they're passing a theater and they go in to a movie that they have otherwise heard nothing about.
Zootopia, we got to talk about this. +9. Like I was
Wow.
saying, and this is what I said when we talked about our preview, is that it's cold out.
Mm-hmm.
People are already in long jackets.
Mm-hmm.
And they are the people who own furry costumes
Mm-hmm.
are able to go to the theater now in the furry costumes because they're saying it's the warmest thing I own.
Yes. Yeah.
It's keeping me warm.
Yeah. Yeah, they are feeling this is our time
Mm-hmm.
to be out and about and in public. And normally these furries, they're in basements, they're in, yoga studios after dark, wherever these furry parties are. They're indoors.
Yeah.
And now
buffets, like buffet restaurants that during the day are buffets and then at night they're like freaky dance parties.
Yes, they're event centers.
Yes.
Whenever you see something at night, a restaurant that becomes an event center at night, it's furry gathering.
Or it's some other freaky party.
Okay, I'm
Yeah.
not going to use the word freaky here because listen.
No, freaky is a good thing.
Okay. So
Getting freaky.
These furries, they are coming out and they are supporting the box office in a big way. This is their time. Do we think
They're being emboldened?
They are being emboldened by the cold. Do we think at this point that the family kid business for Zootopia 2 is pretty much over? Like, if you've seen this movie, if you're a kid, you've seen it 3 times, you've dragged your parents there 3-4 times. Is this an only furry audience this weekend? Or is there the mix of you're still getting families, the kid wants to see Zootopia 2 a 5th time, I haven't seen, these fascist animal police staters enough, I want to see it again. And the furries are also there with it.
I think so. I think they've been able to cohabitate.
Mm-hmm.
We haven't heard anything, so it's been pretty seamless. Like, I don't think that there's been any sort of issues. They stay in the back. The furries stay in the back. The kids sit in the front. It's all good.
Okay. Yeah, this is an incredible run for Zootopia 2. They have to rush and get a Zootopia 3 out there.
Do you think so? Because, okay, there was a wait between these. The world completely changed between this first Zootopia and the Zootopia 2.
Okay.
I think they can take their good old time because when you think about it, this movie's still playing like gangbusters.
Mm-hmm.
You got the PVOD that I think just dropped, so they're getting money from that. Then they're going to do the Disney Plus.
Mm-hmm.
This is a thing that you can wait for another, I wouldn't say the same amount of years, almost a decade.
Mm-hmm.
But I think you could wait a good 5 years
to
get the anticipation up. And obviously, people aren't going to say, well, that's a stale franchise.
Yeah.
I think the more you wait, the more Zootopia 2 stuff you can sell them in anticipation of a new one.
Okay.
So I don't think you have to rush this.
Okay.
But by no means.
Because I just feel like you look at something like the Minions movies.
Yeah.
And they put those out at a clip between the Despicable Me and
well, that's the thing is because they have 2 different. You get the Minions in both of those franchises, so they're able to do that. Here's the one that's not super Minion focused, and then here's the Minion focused, and they're spread out in that way.
I guess so, but the Despicable Me movies are basically Minions movies. Like, it's all Minion movies.
Okay.
I'm just saying that's a franchise at clockwork. Pretty much every 2 years, there's something in the Minion verse that's coming out. And with Zootopia doing this kind of business, $400 million domestic it's at.
$1 billion baby.
It's a $1 billion baby. Don't make us wait another almost 10 years.
They're not, Pat. They're not.
So that's all I ask.
Yeah. I think we can safely say they're not going to.
Okay. We can't safely say anything. We don't know. I haven't heard about a Zootopia 3
because this is already in, but it's already in the we're still in the glow of it. Yeah, I'm sorry I couldn't speak, but yeah, we are still in Zootopia 2 time.
Okay.
Don't be looking forward to Zootopia 3 when this is already still doing gangbusters and making money hand over fist.
I'm just saying, let's get this script going. Let's get a
script.
team
What
on
script?
it.
This isn't about the script.
Let's get a team on it. What new animal joins the police force? Figure out at least what the new animals are going to be. That's all I'm saying. Start thinking about that. Are we going to the sea? And again, I haven't seen the second one, but maybe the third one is there's going to be fish. Okay, well, I'm going to throw this out at you as we're talking about Zootopia 3, which will happen someday. We're both Gen X. We're both Gen
No.
Xers. Both
You're a millennial, I'm Gen X.
We're both Gen X, and a big
You're anticipating the
moment-
Hillary Duff album that's coming out, and I have no clue about that.
I am not anticipating that album.
I
though.
think you
hope
are.
it
Yes,
does
you
I
definitely
hope it
are.
does really well. She deserves a comeback, but I say that as a Gen X.
And I'm like, Hillary Duff, who's that?
A big
Clarissa explains it all.
a big animated moment for any Gen Xer was the debut of Fish Police, the cartoon Fish Police.
Yes.
Does Zootopia 2, because it is a movie about animals in a fascist police state, does a Zootopia 2, even with the stink from 30 years ago of the Fish Police animated show, do we get Fish Police in a Zootopia 3? Do they go that route? Or do they think it hasn't been long enough? People are still going to say John Ritter's Fish Police as a Simpsons ripoff. What do you do in Zootopia 3?
Well, so no, are you saying that this would be the actual IP of the Fish Police? Or no, they would
having
just
fish who are police. Do we
Okay.
think enough time has passed that a Zootopia 3 could go that route of having fish who are police? Or will audiences say, this is too close to the famous bomb Fish Police?
I think if you do it, you get John Ritter's son, who is a great talent in his own right.
Jason Ritter. Yeah,
Jason
very
Ritter.
Popular, yeah.
Very popular. Always works.
Yep.
And you have him do the voice.
Okay.
Out of respect.
In a Zootopia 3.
But it doesn't have to be, this is the Fish Police that we knew as children, or I knew as children, and you as a zygote, I guess.
No. Also as children, I was an Xer, loved The Simpsons.
Not even zygote, like a gleam in your parents' eye. But I think that that would be a nice little nod to the Fish Police fans, and that would be all that I would need.
Yes, yeah. I definitely, you're not using the IP of the animated series Fish Police. It's worthless IP. If anything, it is IP that could sink another franchise.
Yeah.
But I do think in the next Zootopia, you're going to have to give guns to fish. I think that's kind of one of the only lanes they have to really explore.
Well, in Zootopia 2, they all have guns, right?
Zootopia 2, they all have guns. They all have tanks, I'm pretty sure.
They're militarized. The police in Zootopia 2 are militarized police.
Yes. Yeah, they all have flash bombs and everything. And I think you have to start giving that artillery to deputized fish.
And in the Zootopia movies, the yak who is a police officer has a Punisher sticker on his police car, right?
Of course, yeah, because he, of course, is like, oh, the Punisher famously loves the police.
Yeah.
So I'm going to put a Punisher sticker on my police tank.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, that is Zootopia 2. I want to shoot right up to the top right now because I have boots on the ground.
You saw this movie.
I saw the #1 movie in America.
They said send help, and you said,
Send me.
Here's me.
Here's me.
I'm help, is what you said.
$20 million opening weekend for Sam Raimi's Send Help.
Lovely.
This is way above expectations. I mean, I was looking forward to this movie and maybe doing a little, homerism or I'm a Sam Raimi super fan, and I was saying I want to see this get to 18 million, 19 million. I think I predicted around 18 or 19.
Mo, no, I don't think so. You said that Iron Lung was going to be #1.
No, I had Send Help as #1.
No, you didn't.
Oh, I didn't. Oh, you're right. I had Iron Lung, and then I had this right behind it around 18 or 19.
Yeah.
Anyway, Send Help getting to 20 is above expectations, above the highest end of the tracking. This is great to see, and it's great to see. Do you think the Sam, we kind of went back and forth on this. I do think the Sam Raimi brand name, the Evil Dead being prominent in the promotion of this, I do think that helped. And you look at the poster for Send Help, and it's Rachel McAdams covered in blood, really seeming Evil Dead-like.
Yeah.
That does mean something.
Well, so the gentleman who co-stars in this film, Dylan O'Brien, I saw him being interviewed on the Rich Eisen show.
Okay.
And he mentioned how when he first met Sam Raimi to talk about this film, Sam Raimi had a paper bag on his head, just as a goof. He was just
Okay.
like joking around.
Okay.
And he had a paper bag. And the point of this is, though, Dylan O'Brien is somebody who is in, I believe, maybe his early 30s, mid 30s at the oldest. And so he would be your generation, millennial.
He would. I guess he's not my generation.
And he talked about how he was idolized Sam Raimi, fan of Sam Raimi.
Yep.
You know, and that's something that, again, if you're in somebody's movie, maybe you just say that.
Right.
I don't believe that. I think he actually probably was a big fan.
Right.
And so,
I mean, to be fair, though, we'll get to the number 3 movie. I do think Melania did say she has always idolized Brett Ratner. That is something she said on the press.
I believe that, though.
Yeah, I could
believe
see that. Yeah.
So I think that he does resonate with the young generation, and he is known. Like, he's a guy, there's a few directors that people know, younger people know, and I do think Sam Raimi is one of those directors. Because of the Spider-Man movies, like, I don't even think we talked about the fact that he did those seminal template for great, like, superhero movies with the Spider-Man movies.
And his last movie, even though you don't think of it as a Sam Raimi, one of his signature movies, his last movie was Doctor Strange, and that made almost $1 billion.
It was a huge, huge hit.
Yeah.
One of the last big hits that Marvel had.
Yes. And so he is just an incredibly successful, famous director. I think the fact that we always think of him as the Evil Dead guy, and the Evil Dead movies, box office-wise, don't have big box office. To the public, I guess, he is the guy who directed their favorite Spider-Man movies.
Yeah.
And that last Doctor Strange movie. And he is just a famous director.
Yeah, it sort of would be like if we're talking about the Lord of the Rings Jackson.
Yeah.
And we were like, well, I don't know, because, we're fans of Meet the Feebles, but who knows if young people know him? And it's like, he directed Lord of the Rings.
Yes. It's not the Dead Alive crowd coming to see his movies. Yeah. So, but I do think that poster, Her in the Blood, it got the Evil Dead type super fans and the people who were curious about that type of movie activated. And this is not a horror movie. I've seen this film. It is not a horror movie, but it's got enough of that stuff that the gore hounds could say, this will satiate me.
Yes, that's what I've heard that. I've heard there's some grossness to it.
Yes. It's not horror, but it is got some gore. So I think it satiates that group. And you know what? Rachel McAdams, she is someone who just people trust and they like, and they see her covered in blood and they want to say, how did she get that way?
Yes.
What got her to that point?
I'm sorry, I'm looking at the demos right now.
Okay, you are the demo god.
So this movie did well. It skewed a little bit older.
Okay. That makes sense. A lot of Gen Xers like us went to see it.
Yeah. So Send Help, 43% men over 25, and women over 25 at 35%.
Okay.
52% Caucasian, 21% Latino and Hispanic, 15% Black, 7% Asian. It did have PLFs and 40X. So that was big for it. This would be an interesting movie, I'm assuming, to do the 40X. Because what fluids are they gonna spray on you?
So I was listening to another podcast on the way to BOHQ where they were talking about one of them had seen Send Help in 40X and said it is one of the best 40X experiences.
Wow.
Yeah. So, and now I am curious. I did like this movie a lot. It wouldn't be a movie I would automatically say I've got to see this a second time in theaters.
Yeah.
But this could be a great 40X experience.
Maybe for that. Yeah. And so this, reading Anthony D. Alessandro's write-up.
He is for Send Help.
Send Help. He was looking at this in comparison to Iron Lung.
Okay.
And showing that Send Help skewed older while Iron Lung skewed way younger, where 62% of the audience was under 25
Wow.
for Iron Lung.
He-
So again, this weekend we're going to be talking about different groups of people going to the theater and all having something that resonates with them, right? So the fact that you could have a $20 million opening for something like Send Help and then have a 17-something opening for Iron Lung, that means that like at least in this case, two completely separate demographics were being satiated.
Yes.
At a high level.
Yes. So I love looking at this 1 and 2 because you had Sam Raimi's Send Help #1, but then right under that, you've got Iron Lung from Markiplier.
17.8 at the moment.
17.8. I could see that going a little high. I bet you it gets to 18 when the Monday actuals are in. I could see it getting there, but 17.8. So we talked about this Markiplier, and he, like us, is a fellow YouTuber. Hey, guys. Hey, Markiplier.
Hey, Markiplier.
So he's a YouTuber done good, which we love to see that.
Yeah.
And he is someone who Sam Raimi, in this genre, this sort of horror, thriller, just fun movie genre, is an old master. Been doing this since the 80s, and he's still at the top of his game. But then you get possibly a new master in Markiplier right there at #2. It's almost a box office weekend that we might be looking back at 30 years from now and saying, look at this passing of the torch.
Yeah.
From Sam Raimi to Markiplier.
Well, so Sam Raimi is a guy who, again, we talked about Evil Dead, and if people don't know the story of Evil Dead, that was a shoestring budget, throw something together outside the mainstream. You know, it wasn't a IP, which Iron Lung is to some extent. It's a video game. But which I think is an interesting wrinkle with this, where, you know, when you used to do independent films, they were usually films that were created by yourself,
right,
or a friend of yours, that weren't IPs because you couldn't afford to buy. An IP wasn't as strong of a thing.
I do think, though, the Iron Lung, and, you know, we are not gamers, hey guys, but I do think the Iron Lung game isn't some giant pre-existing game. It seems like this was a very small scale game made by one person, you know, got popular.
Those sort of games can be very popular for their specific.
Totally.
What I'm just saying is that back in the day, you used to be like, well, how are we going to make a movie that we can sell to distributors? Got to have a little bit of nudity, got to have some violence, and let's just call it something cool like Evil Dead. This is a different thing where it's like, this is a game that really resonated with Markiplier. He acquired the IP and did it independently. So that's just an interesting thing that we might be seeing more of, which you have these independent creators purchasing IP and then making them independently. That's just an interesting difference, I feel like.
But they both start from... They worked really cheap.
Yes.
And now Sam Raimi, I would love to see, and I know, you know, maybe they've never met, you know.
Yeah.
Sam Raimi, he's busy. He was working on Doctor Strange in this movie, and Markiplier is doing his YouTube videos, and all he had to do to get Iron Lung in theaters. But I'd love to get them together. You know, maybe heading into next weekend when their second weekend of their movies are going to have to go head-to-head with the big game. It's big game weekend. So I think these movies are going to need a little something extra to battle. People want to stay home and watch the big game. Get Markiplier and Sam Raimi together in a commercial. Get them on the Tonight Show or the Adam Friedland Show, or, you know, some kind of big show that all of America watches, and have them say, I'm the old master, this is a new master, but together we have two movies that you should check out this weekend, Iron Lung and Send Help. Even though it's the big game weekend, we're coming together to say, go see our movies at the movie theater. We don't care which one it is.
Yeah.
Go see our movies. I'd love to see that, because I really want Markiplier and Sam Raimi to get together after being 1 and 2 at the theater this weekend.
Well, I mean, so speaking of Markiplier, let's talk about Iron Lung here.
Okay.
You know, the pre-sales looked like they were like 6 or 7 million. And so people weren't sure what this was going to be. They thought, okay, it could go to 10, 11.
Right.
The fact that it made this amount of money And, through grassroots, because this wasn't really promoted. I mean, I saw no commercials for this anywhere,
Nope.
right? And Markiplier was on the Actors Podcast.
Yep, there's an actor as a podcast about the movie business. Very popular
Very
podcast.
popular. And
We
Markiplier.
had this actor on our show years ago.
Mm-hmm.
And you know what?
We're not going to say what happened.
Well, we're not going to say. Listen, everyone knows at this point he yelled at you on.
Yeah, but we don't. I don't think we need to talk about that.
But we want to have him back, and we want to have him yell at you again. So.
Well, we don't want him to yell again. We want him to be respectful when he's on our podcast. He might yell at people on his podcast, but this isn't his podcast. It's
I'm not
our
so
podcast.
hung up on that.
Okay.
We go back and forth. It's totally fine. And if we both yell at you, I think that's.
I don't think you should be yelling at me either.
So either way, this actor has a podcast. He had Markiplier on. We both listened to it.
Yes, and I think Markiplier had a lot of interesting things to say. Obviously, he was talking about how he got this off the ground and why he wanted to do it. And he started talking about theatrical and how when his fans really started reaching out, like calling places, showing up to theaters. And I'm not here to denigrate young people. But young people aren't known to make phone calls or show up to places in a physical space necessarily. Okay. They did it for Markiplier.
Yes.
Because he has, I might be wrong about this, but I believe 40+ million followers.
Yes. Yeah, I think it might even be more than that. Yeah. It might be 50 million. I don't know.
So they started going to the theaters saying, hey, show this movie, show this movie. So this went from being a 200 release theater, like
200 theaters.
200 theaters.
Yeah.
To 3,000
wow.
theaters. Over 3,000 theaters. And of course, this actor, who is a TV actor, not a movie actor.
Yeah, the actor has the podcast.
Said, well, why would you even want to do a movie?
Yes.
Why even a movie?
Yes.
And Markiplier said, listen, as much as I love creating content for YouTube, I'm paraphrasing, of course. As much as I love creating content for YouTube, I love the connection that has with my fan base. It's a direct connection. There's just something about theaters, the communal aspect of theaters, and the artistry of a theatrical film that is at a higher level. And I want my fans and my followers to be able to aspire to that level with what they want to do. Because he said, they've been following my progress. He's like, they've been seeing me do things to get better at being a filmmaker and watching my process. And to see this happen, it's inspirational. Like Markiplier doing this movie.
And then the actor of the podcast yells, oh, come on. Why are you going to put a movie in a theater? Yeah. Just put it on YouTube.
And then he was like,
come on.
He was like, I'm sure you put him over the barrel, right? You put the theaters over the barrel, right? Because you really want to rail the theaters. You really want to rail them hard.
That was the actor of the podcast. He was really pushing Markiplier to say that he had railed the theaters with his distribution. I mean, let's Markiplier is the writer, director, star, and distributor of these movies. He did not then sell this to a Fathom Entertainment or
He didn't do a Fathom. He didn't do a Taylor Swift.
He is, if you look on the numbers, and there's always who's the distributor of each movie. Iron Lung is distributed by Markiplier Productions.
Yes.
He is the distributor of this movie.
Yeah.
And first of all, I love that he got his fans to make phone calls and to then also go to the theaters themselves, because he said he knew theaters might not believe that the phone calls were real.
Yeah, or the emails were real.
Or that emails were real.
Yeah.
They had to see physical bodies in the street. And, you know, I think that's great. I think that's great that he's able to get his people into the streets for such a good cause.
Yeah.
Which is to get the Iron Lung distributed in more theaters.
And so then he talked about what the cut was, and he went 50-50 with theaters.
Wow.
50-50. Because what he said
You didn't rail the theaters?
No,
you didn't rail the theaters?
No, I didn't feel like I needed to rail the theaters, said Markiplier. He wanted theaters to be able to afford to take chances on these sort of films so that other creators could then have a place to put their product. Because if he rails the theaters,
Did you rail the theaters on the popcorn, Markiplier? Come on, you railed the theaters on the popcorn.
he
Come on,
didn't
come
rail
on.
them on the popcorn that I know of.
Come on, you railed them on the popcorn, Markiplier.
So
That is just,
yeah.
pretty much how it went. We're paraphrasing a little bit, but that's...
You see how unpleasant that is to deal with? That's
think
why
that's
I would
great
rather
radio.
him
I love
not
it.
be unpleasant on our show.
I welcome him to yell at you the way he yelled at Markiplier. Come on, you railed them over the Mike and Ike's, right?
Yeah. So I thought that was really awesome of him to say, well, if I rail the theaters, if I really rail these theaters, there won't be any theaters in the future for my next movie or the next filmmaker that followed me and said, wow, Markiplier can do this. Maybe I can do this. You know? And we love the Rocka Rocka guys, and they went through A24, and their movies, have done well. Their second movie should have done better if A24 had their shit together.
Yeah. And we're not saying the Rocka Rocka guys railed the theaters. They didn't rail the theaters.
Well, that wasn't in their hands because
Yeah.
they went with A24.
Yeah.
But we've seen that those are creators who came from YouTube and made great films. Now, I haven't seen Iron Lung. I don't know the quality of the film.
I feel like we've got to see this Iron
I
Lung
do
movie.
think we have to see it. I 100%. When I saw these numbers, I was like, I need to see this movie.
Yeah, this
because this isn't just it's Zootopia 2, so you have to see whether the raccoon and the porpoise kiss or whatever the fuck. Right? Because it's making $1 billion. Whatever. That shit is going to exist forever.
Yeah, and to see if the porpoise's bulletproof vest is strong enough and expensive enough to work.
Yeah. And if it has a Punisher insignia on it.
Yeah.
This is a unprecedented situation. I mean, this is back to the old days of like, let's just put on a show and put it out there and not having to deal with any real companies.
Yeah.
Not that his production company isn't a real company. It is a real company, but it's not a well-known one.
It's a new company that is just put out a movie that made $18 million at the box office.
Yeah. And that's the thing. It's like, I do think we need to witness that. And I think we need to, and again, I don't think you should go to see a movie that you're not interested just to prop it up for what it represents. I think that's foolish. But I'm genuinely interested in somebody who started out as a YouTuber and applied their trade and tried to get better and made something. That, to me, makes me want to see this movie because I'm just interested in that.
Yeah, I want to see more of that. I mean, listen, we've had him on our show, and I can't wait to have him on again. He was an incredibly not divisive guest. Tony Zarrett is a great YouTuber. And I want to see his movie. I want to see Markiplier become a template for a Tony Zarrett to make his film. And I know all of our listeners, all the wannabe-o boys, wannabe-o girls, wannabe-o people want to see a Tony Zarrett film hit theaters. And he distributes himself. And we'll all call up. Everyone will call up and say,
fuck, it's a raw feed.
It's a raw feed. We're leaving it in. You got to put this in the movie theater. This is great. This is power of the people is Markiplier.
Yes.
That really is. It shows what, because I think a lot of people feel like my life is worthless. Do I do anything? Is anyone going to look back at anything I did and didn't mean anything? And you got these Markiplier fans who, no matter what else they do in their life, they could say, I walked to my local movie theater and I demanded that you put Markiplier's Iron Lung in the theater, and now that movie is open to $18 million. You could say you have power. Well, you did something in this life. If you are a Markiplier YouTube fan, commenter, subscriber, you did something in this life because you got Iron Lung in theaters by just going outside, taking to the streets. Markiplier's fans showed, take to the streets.
Yeah.
Take to the streets.
Yeah, I mean, if there's enough people who believe in the same thing, they have power.
Yeah.
As much as you can look at the system and be like, oh, the system's rigged against us and all that, you can make a difference if you walk your ass outside
and take to the streets.
And demand what you think is fair and just.
Yes.
And in this case, it's I want to see Markiplier's movie at my local theater.
Yes. And they did it.
They did it.
And
They did it, and now it's a success.
Yeah.
And it succeeded.
Yeah. And I hope that snowballs where these Markiplier fans are like, okay.
What else do I want to change in my world?
Yes.
Yeah.
By taking to the street.
Yeah.
So this is a great story. There's a victory for YouTube subscribers taken to the streets. You mentioned how this is video game IP. And again, this isn't Minecraft. This isn't Mario, like a gigantic
general audience,
IP.
like us. I mean, honestly, us.
Yeah, breaking through to us.
Yeah.
But it is a video game adaptation. That is what this movie is. Is this another big win for the gamers?
100%.
Yeah.
1,000%.
Is this another? And we've talked about this before. And God, it's more important than ever that we start dissecting these gamers. You
Yeah.
know,
Oh, yeah.
Coming after this Iron Lung weekend, we got to get them on these slabs. And we got to see what's flowing through their veins and test different sodas and different chemical flavors on these gamers to then perfect the concessions that they're going to eat and plop them into different chairs of different sizes and see what kind of theater chairs suit the gamers, because they are the future of movie going, are these gamers, and they have to be dissected.
And we only want gamers who've passed on from gaming-related illnesses.
Yes.
That's very important.
Yes.
They have to have died of, butt rot.
Yeah.
They have to die of
back sores.
Dew gut. Mountain Dew gut.
Mountain Dew gut. Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. They've got to have had the gout.
Infected thumbs.
The game gout. Yeah. Yeah.
These things that will kill gamers.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think that
helmet head. They have to have had gamer helmet head. Or
getting pwned so hard they die. They die of pwnage.
Yeah. Yeah. Those
which
are
is
the cause of death.
Super tragic and it happens more often than you'd expect.
Yeah.
Just getting so pwned so hard.
Yeah.
It's like the spontaneous combustion of gamer deaths.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Where suddenly they're there screaming, go, go, go. They get killed in the game, pwned so hard in the game, they die.
This is almost a call to, I'm sure we have a lot of medical professionals who listen to and watch the BO Boys.
During surgery.
Yeah.
Can I just, because I never do this.
Yeah.
You always do this.
Do it.
Enjoy. Straight to camera.
Yeah.
If you are a medical professional and you listen to the BO Boys during surgery, please reach out to us and let us know.
Yeah.
And let us know, do you listen to it on headphones? Do you blast it?
I think they put it on the screens, because you go into any surgery room now, they have multiple screens because they shove a camera in your chest to see your heart, and then that goes to the screen. But they have more screens than they have organs that they're looking at. So I assume these medical professionals, these surgeons, are one of the screens they're watching us on YouTube.
So do you think, because dentists also have those screens, and I think, when you're giving, when you're doing a, like an enema or something like that, and they're showing what is inside you.
Yeah, yeah.
Do you think there's a doctor who's doing that, clearing out a patient, watching that, but then next to it on the screen, maybe even picture in picture, is our YouTube video?
Yeah, I think so.
So you're seeing a tube full of excrement
right
going through,
right,
and then also our faces.
Yeah, I think so. I think that is a common occurrence. So
take a screenshot of that. I don't know the legality of that, because it really is only a tube full of someone's excrement.
Yeah.
And you can't identify that.
So some people you could, but if you could, then they've got more problems than being
if you could tell from the tube of someone's excrement their identity on site, like from one screenshot, you're right. That's
bigger problems.
That's bad.
Yeah.
That's bad.
So all to say that these medical professionals, if you do get a new dead body and you're about to, all right, now I got to write cause of death. If cause of death is being pwned, you got to send them to the National Organization of Movie Theaters, whatever that. We have to study, or send them to us, I guess, first.
Yeah.
We'll collect these gamer bodies, and then we'll figure out what the dissection process is going to be.
Yeah.
but we'll use our freezers at BOHQ to start collecting them,
Mm-hmm.
and then but
We'll have the staff clean out like all your old, food that you're not going to use that you like half ate.
there's a lot
Clear
of
it out.
there's a lot of half of burritos in
Yeah,
there.
we'll clear it out. We'll
And like
take.
sweet greens. That's like, am I really going to finish the sweet green salad?
Nobody's
tomorrow?
going to eat a sweet green the second day.
No. But I throw them in the fridge anyway.
Yeah, so then we like clear all that out
Yeah.
and we like take out the shelves and then we fold that body into the fridge.
Into the fridge. Yeah, at BOHQ. So we've got to dissect these gamers because Iron Lung doing 18 million once again shows this is the audience of the future for movie theaters.
And
these gamers.
Yes,
And this is a big crossover because this audience is gamers and YouTube subscribers.
Yeah.
So that is, I'm sure there's a lot of overlap. I mean, that's a body that you've got to just study every piece of the corpse when you have a gamer / YouTube subscriber,
Mhm.
because that really is going to be the future of movie going.
Yes. Oh yeah.
Um,
YouTube is the incubator.
yeah,
It is definitely the incubator.
yeah. So incredible top two. Sam Raimi is back. Rachel McAdams with a hit. And Markiplier announcing himself as a multi-hyphenate. Writer, director, star, distributor.
Podcaster, he's also a podcaster.
He's also a podcaster. His podcast is on OnlyFans. I learned that from his interview on the Actors Podcast.
And he
He's an
does tasteful
OnlyFanser.
nudes.
Yeah. He's an
He's kind of
OFer.
everything.
Love this guy. Do you think, I wonder if Markiplier, because he distributed his own film, would he become, does he have a opportunity to just become a movie distributor? Could he mobilize his audience for a movie that he didn't make but wants to distribute?
You
Is
do
there
like
a picture of him becoming a studio in himself?
like back in the day, sort of like back in the day where Tarantino would bring over films that he loved from other countries and say Tarantino presents this film,
like a Chow Yun-Fat movie that he really liked. Or,
yeah. I mean,
but
there's
even then, Tarantino wasn't the distributor. But
No.
it would still be like Dimension Films would put it out, and it would be a Quentin Tarantino presents, like a Hong Kong action movie that he really likes. But this is Markiplier being the guy who, I am the distributor, and my fans are going to call the theaters to say you got to put this movie in the
possibly. And I don't want to. From the Actors Podcast, we know he's a busy guy.
Yeah.
He's got a
lot of content.
He makes content. He's got the podcast.
Yeah.
He has
the OnlyFans.
He has a clothing line,
Mhm.
right? So the guy's busy. So distributing other people's movies. The other thing is, I think there's a definite connection
Mhm.
between him personally and his fans.
Yes.
And so then you have to transport that fervent fan base to somebody that's not you.
Right.
It's a possibility, but I don't know if that is worth his time, or because he said on the podcast, I only ask my fans for things when I really need it.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, I don't like to just say, buy this, do this, because
Not
there's
the
only
Mr. B strategy.
No, there's only so much you can get your audience to do. And he chose to say, take a chance on this theatrical film.
Mm-hmm.
And they did it. And that was a huge ask, and they came through. So for them to be just like, yeah, and then also go see this guy's, because he's a cool guy that I like.
Yeah,
it's
go
like
see the new Smosh movie.
It's possible, but I don't think that's the plan at the moment.
Okay.
Who knows?
Who knows? There might be a day when Markiplier is saying, hey, all my subscribers, call your theaters and tell them to put this new Tony Zaret movie in theaters because I'm distributing it.
Frankly, there could be a time where Ben Affleck and Matt Damon are sitting down being like, hey, we want to thank Markiplier for letting us make this movie and telling his fans to go see it.
Yeah.
They've done Netflix movies. They did Air with Amazon. It's like maybe they say, hey, Markiplier, you got the kids. We have this film that nobody else is want to pay for.
Yeah.
And you know us from Good Will Hunting. You know us from well, us from Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back.
Yes, of course.
So I think that is also a play. Like
That big stars get distributed by Markiplier. Yeah.
That's he's got an in with this fan base that is excited to go see movies.
Yeah. I am very excited for what Markiplier does next. He's got a fervent fan base. And talking to fervent fan bases, let's talk about number 3 at the box office this weekend. It was Melania.
$7 million.
$7 million. The Brett Ratner directed documentary. Melania got to $7 million. Now listen, this is above the predictions and the tracking. And we're not going to go into the budget. This movie costs Amazon paid $75 million to make it. It's probably
and there's other reasons when we're talking downstream reasons to put money into a film. This isn't necessarily about the streaming of this film or the existence of this film. This is about Amazon having a good business relationship. With
Melania and her husband.
Crew. Yeah.
So is this okay? When you look at all the ways that Melania and her husband have been getting paid off in this last year, collecting payoffs from this billionaire, give me a payoff, that billionaire, give me a payoff.
Sue CBS, give me money.
Sue who? Sue everybody. I mean,
no, if you're talking sue everybody,
it's
a real Saul situation.
Can the Jerky Boys sue Donald Trump for taking their idea of sue everybody?
I mean, but if they want to countersuit for like $1 billion.
Yeah.
I don't think
he would sue everybody.
I don't think they have that money.
So all of these companies have been bending over and shooting out payola at Melania and her husband all year. And that's what this was. This was Amazon. How could we give you some payola? And you want us? We'll pay you through a fake movie that we'll pay for.
Well, you say fake movie.
Well,
it's not
a movie. It's a real movie.
Yeah.
Listen, it's directed by Brett Ratner. Don't get any more real than that. But in the sense of Amazon wouldn't have financed this movie for $75 million based on the business prospects of this movie.
No.
So it's a payola. Of all the ways in which they have been paid off, this is the first one that at least theaters, I guess, got helped by the existence of this horrible payoff by a corporation.
Listen, because that's what I was going to say. Because when you said fake movie, it's not. This wasn't we shot a movie and it's a write-off and we put it in a vault somewhere and they got the payoff. They put it in theaters.
Yeah. So they sold popcorn.
They sold popcorn. We don't know if they sold anything. We don't know.
I wish we had the pop. This is one where, God, I wish we had the concession number.
Exactly. We don't know if this is people went, sat there silently and left, did not chew anything, or did they make a meal out of it? We don't know. So
I think we could assume that there were people who went to see this movie.
Yeah.
And some of them bought concessions. Is this getting paid off here? Is this the most productive thing that has come out of this year, I guess, from Melania and her husband, that they sold some popcorn in movie theaters?
Yes. I mean, listen, it's $7 million that the theaters didn't have before this.
So it is a payola scam that at least the theaters got a taste of. Though, God knows, do you think that the theaters had to give up all their popcorn sales?
Well, they certainly weren't Trump and Melania are not Markiplier.
Yes, right, because Markiplier could have. How did the actor on his podcast phrase it? Put him over a barrel.
Railed them.
We know Markiplier didn't rail them.
No.
Melania, did she strap it on and rail these theaters?
It's possible. See, that we don't know.
We don't know. She may have said also, I got all the sales of the Mike and Ike's and I got all the sales of the Juicy Fruits. She might have said that and railed them.
But also the other thing about this is that, yes, we don't know if they bought concessions, but my assumption is if they did buy concessions, this is the sort of audience that would have left everything, thrown everything on the ground, thought that the people who work at the theater was below them.
Yes.
And said, well, they'll just clean up my mess. maybe pissing and shitting on the seats. Who knows?
God, what? Yeah, do you think that the teenagers, the pimply faced teenagers who clean up in movie theaters,
And the elderly people who can't retire because
Yes.
the economy is shit.
yes, and
Yeah.
and because their kids don't like them for
Personal reasons.
personal reasons,
And they know that, and they haven't owned it, and they need to.
and they work in movie theaters and they clean up these theaters. Are you saying these Melania screenings were possibly the messiest cleanups that these theater workers have had to do in years?
It's possible, but again, that keeps these young and old people employed.
Yeah, they're not getting overtime though for cleaning up whatever the Melania viewers are.
No,
putting
and
on these scenes.
I get it. I get it. It's not a great thing, but it is part of the. Listen, if nobody left popcorn, then you could say, well, we can just have you scan your phone, you walk in, and then you walk in and out of the theater, and we don't have to have any humans.
Mm-hmm.
At least if there's a mess, and I'm not saying it's the best job, but if there's a mess, the humans get to do something.
Yeah. So that's good, I guess. So this audience, this Melania audience was 72% over 55 years old.
Yes. So
And
these
the
are
number one theater, the most revenue from any theater for Melania, any single theater, was a Cinemark in Boca Raton, Florida. So now we're talking
yeah.
72% over 55 in Boca Raton going to see Melania. I mean,
What's
this
the
is
last
a literal shit show that is being left in
adult diapers?
Yeah,
Because sometimes you get kids'
yeah.
diapers, but these are adult diapers being left.
Yeah.
So here's a question.
Okay.
We're always talking about different people going to the theaters, trying to get people who haven't been to theaters in years to the
Mhm.
theater. Now, my assumption with this is a movie that has people predominantly that have not seen a movie in the theaters in, let's see, 30 years?
Okay. Wow. Okay.
Right? So, like, what do you think the Melania fan base,
Mm-hmm.
the people who went to see this movie, what do you think their last movie that they saw was? I mean, it's possible.
Tango and Cash. Something
Well,
like that?
it's possible that they did see Passion of the Christ.
Yes, I think
like
this.
that-
this
I-
audience saw Passion of the Christ.
And I think if you ask them where, obviously because,
And
there was a
before
lot of
that Home Alone 2, maybe.
there was a lot of exit questions
Mm-hmm.
for this movie that you don't normally ask. They didn't ask the Iron Lung audience like, "What's your political party?"
Right.
But they had to ask that for Melania. I think the better question would have been, "What was the last movie you saw in theaters?"
That would have been interesting. Yeah.
Because then you could say, "Oh, this is okay. So this is the last." I would say 95% probably the last movie they saw was Passion of the Christ.
Yeah. Well, it depends. Are they going to be allowed to answer that? So you've got these, the Melania audience, which is elderly, mostly Caucasian. It was 70% Caucasian, I think, was the breakdown. 74% Caucasian.
That's low.
70 for what you would have expected.
Yes.
Most movies, the breakdown is Caucasian is 40 to 50%.
I still think it's low for this.
So 74% Caucasian, 72% over 55, mostly in Boca Raton. They might answer the last movie you saw in a theater is whatever screening was in the rec room of their elderly community.
Yeah.
So they would say, I just saw a movie in theaters last week.
I just saw episode 2 of the Lonesome Dove miniseries.
Yes.
Because I missed the first one.
Yeah.
Because I was...
they were playing it too late. They played it at 5 p.m.
Yeah,
in
and
the theater.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah.
Who's going to stay up?
Yeah, so I think a lot of them would reply, we go see a movie in the theater every week, but they're talking about when they wheel in the screen and the projector into the cafeteria of their old age home in Boca Raton. So, those answers might not be super accurate, but that is the audience that Melania drew, and they came out for her.
Mm-hmm.
Is this, I've seen a lot of pundits comparing this movie to documentaries.
Yes.
It's the highest grossing documentary we've had in however many
Like
years.
20 years or so or something like that.
Yeah. I wonder if opening. It probably, I don't have it in front of me, but it's there. You're definitely seeing this did well for a documentary of recent years.
Yeah.
I think though the genre is is this a church bus movie more than it is a documentary?
It is
that
performing like a church bus movie, I
Yeah.
feel like, right? In
Yeah.
the sense of large groups going together. I mean,
to see their savior up on screen?
yeah, and Boca Raton, I mean, those people aren't driving themselves. They're getting bussed
Yes.
from the facilities.
Yeah. So it is a, I don't know if it's churches, but it's a facility bus movie. Like
It's a bus movie,
It's
yeah.
a bus movie. Yeah. Melania is one of the highest grossing facility bus movies
Yeah.
that we've had in a while.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, good for the theaters that they got to have a taste of this scam, of this payoff, because otherwise, most of when these corporations bend over and pay off Melania and her husband, no one else gets to get a taste of it. But at least these theaters sold some Juji fruit, some popcorn. I hope they sold some adult diapers in the concessions.
Yeah, I mean that's I mean, we've talked about this. They
I
just
know.
need to pivot.
Yeah.
They need to be able to have a rotating stock of what the audience wants.
Yes.
And
yes.
so they need to know, okay, we're being forced to put this movie in theaters. We could make money outside of that scam.
Mm-hmm.
They don't have to give the diaper money to anybody, but the theater takes the diaper money.
Right.
So if they had the diapers there, they're going to make some money
Mm-hmm.
on top of whatever maybe they're getting railed, in the split on this movie, but they can make the money back in adult diapers.
Put the poster of the movie. You sell the diaper, the adult diaper, poster of the movie on the inside of the diaper, because you got people coming
It's
in who are
branded.
seeing this movie, so it's branded. Here is an official Melania adult diaper.
Yeah.
The bus opens up. The door of the bus opens up.
And
then the
everybody's
bus
leaking. Because
Everyone's
everybody's
already
been leaking because it doesn't matter how long this bus
Yeah, it's a
takes.
long ride. It was like 15 minutes.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
they were all leaking. They were all mushy.
Yeah.
The bus is lowering. They're all getting pulled off of the bus.
They're waddling in
They're waddling in.
with their dirty diapers.
And they're just yelling Melania, and they're all excited. And just the excitement they have for Melania is making them leak even more.
Mm-hmm.
And so you get the theater. They come in. They're in the lobby, and then right there is a big display, Melania Theater branded adult diapers.
There we go.
And you just say, before you go in, why don't you just do a quick change?
Mm-hmm.
And you have a changing station, a little curtain for them
Yeah.
behind the lobby concessions. And they buy their adult diaper, quick change, into the movie.
Perfect.
Yeah.
And that money all goes to the theaters.
All goes to the theater.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I feel like we would have heard if this had already happened, but I think weekend 2, let's get these Melania adult diapers in these
Well, here's the
for
thing.
certain
though.
theaters. Not for all of them, but for this Boca Raton theater, you got to fill it up with adult diapers.
I think everybody who's wanted to see this movie saw this movie this weekend.
Okay.
I do think this will. I mean, again, we said Mercy was going to drop big,
Yeah,
but
I don't know.
I do think this is going to have a bigger drop. I do think that this will not be a movie that a lot of people are going to see opposite the big game.
So you wouldn't advise then, if they haven't done it already, you wouldn't advise them to mass produce just truckloads of Melania branded.
It's too late.
adult
You should have
diapers.
had this ready. You should have
Yeah.
had this ready. That's the thing. The first weekend is always the biggest weekend for everything.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a missed
So
opportunity.
even if this
there.
only drops 50-some%, that's half of the audience.
And half of the adult diapers that you could
yeah,
sell for
it's
Melania.
yeah.
Yeah, it's it is one of those things you wish they came up with it before. I mean,
Again, they need to hire us. Like I always talk about, there needs to be a Billy Bean
mm-hmm.
when it comes to theaters.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Because this movie, let's be honest, Melania should not be playing in New York or LA.
No,
It should only be playing in Boca Raton and areas like that.
Yeah.
Because it will make the same amount of money when you could have put Iron Lung in the theaters that are showing Melania.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
West Palm Beach, Fort Myers, Nashville. These are the
Yeah.
biggest markets, and of course Phoenix. Yeah.
Why waste the screens in New York and LA? I mean,
Yeah.
it's like what I've said before. It's like Goodfellas should be playing in your old neighborhood where you grew up
Every day, 5
every
showings a
day,
day.
5 showings a day.
Yes.
And that movie would make boffo bobo.
Yes.
Because it is targeted.
Yes.
You need to have targeted
and you're just
releasing.
selling bowls of already cooked spaghetti just in the concessions.
Absolutely. And that's the thing. And it's like
Yeah.
I always say
And
we
it
need
should
a Billy
be adult
Bean.
diapers from Melania in Boca Raton.
What about 2 Billy Beans?
Yeah.
What about us?
Yeah.
Because we have all the, I mean, listen, the industry listens.
Yes, of course.
The industry listens. They know, and they're thinking like, why are these guys not being hired to help theaters?
Yes. Yes. And listen, we've got a lot to do in our day-to-day anyway. We're not hurting for work.
Yeah.
But we'd carve out some time. If it meant, all right, we got Melania coming out, what do you think we should produce specifically for the concessions at Melania? We would have said a month ago, adult diapers.
Yes.
This is going to play to the elderly crowd. They're going to come in leaking. They're going to come in squishy. Get her face on the inside, not on the outside, on the inside of the adult diapers.
Where it counts.
Where it counts.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. So missed opportunity for sure.
For sure.
For sure. But good for them. Good for them. Latest payola scam. Some of it went to theaters, though not as much as should have, because the theaters should have been selling Melania adult diapers.
Again. So next time this happens, you be ready.
All right. So great episode, I would say.
You're calling it.
I'm calling it.
Okay.
Because we got another episode coming up in a few days, and it's going to be your last episode for a while because, we'll talk about it then.
Not for a while. One episode.
You're leaving town.
Yeah,
You're
I'm going to
leaving
miss
town.
one
So
episode.
a little tease. We'll talk about that on the next episode. How Clayton is leaving town.
Mr. 834 talking to me.
Not a
Mr.
rallying cry.
834 over
Not a
there.
rallying cry. And I'm not going to announce where you're going to
Hypocrite.
be. But
No, I don't, and I won't say.
you won't say it, but you are leaving town after the next episode. So next episode's going to be big. Clayton's farewell.
What?
So everyone get ready for that. So email us, theboboyspodcast@gmail.com. Send us emails about these movies. Did you see Send Help or Iron Lung or Melania in theaters? Was anyone selling diapers of any kind at Melania screenings? If you know, email us, theboboyspodcast@gmail.com.
Are you a medical professional? Do you listen to us while you do surgery?
Yes, let us know. And of course, if you want to send a message to Clayton, we'll read it on the next episode. He'll read it out loud on what is possibly Clayton's farewell episode for the B.O. Boys before he leaves town. So email us, 5 stars on Apple Podcasts. Follow us on social media at the B.O. Boys Pod, Instagram, TikTok. We are YouTubers. Hey, guys. So subscribe to the YouTube channel. Subscribe to the Substack. Clayton, that's all I got. Next episode is going to be huge. Clayton, farewell.
You just started spewing just nonsense at the end of this, but you could have
I've
at
said
least.
it all.
No, you didn't say 834, and that would have been all.
Not a rallying cry.
But otherwise, I mean, there's nothing left to be said.
Nothing at all. I could leave. So.
Except for, until next time, we'll smell you at the box office. Nailed it. Hey, guys.